Women in Medicine, there is a new exhibit featuring historical facts and activities focusing on women physicians. We speak with Dr. Scott Bovelski with Health First and learn how he's working with student Dr. William Half, passing along his medical knowledge to a new generation. Student life, student organizations, and our student government learn how they are making an impact in our communities and with you. In our financial health segment, we learn the do's and don'ts when looking into buying a new vehicle. We speak with community ally Loretta Burrell as she tours our Burrell, Florida campus and shares her excitement for Brevard County's medical community. All that and much more. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to the DO Pulse, a podcast about osteopathic medicine, community, and education. I'm your host, Sidney Alvarez. This podcast is brought to you by Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine and sponsored by GECU. Learn how GECU is the credit union that can help you meet your financial goals. Visit gecu.com for more. We continue to develop partnerships in Florida that are shaping the next generation of doctors. Now, in this story, we explore our preceptor program and learn how one gynecologist is helping share their medical knowledge. Check this out.
My name is Dr. Scott Bovelski. I'm a gynecologist at Health First Medical Center.
My name is William Half. I'm a third-year medical student at Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine. I'm currently rotating in obstetrics and gynecology and Health First in Melbourne, Florida.
It's so important for Health First and Burrell to work together because education is such an important part of being a physician.
So my rotation has been great so far. It's been really hands-on. I've gotten plenty of time in the operating room. I've gotten to see multiple procedures such as hysterectomies and oophorectomies. I've really gotten a chance to speak with patients, learn about their care.
So this is what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. You know, the books are good to give a basic foundation, but truly what they're going to be doing is hands-on with patients, communicating with patients, learning surgery if they become a surgeon. This is where they really learn the skills that they're going to use for the rest of their life.
It's been great to finally see patients, to see the procedures that you learn about, and just be part of the care team.
As a physician that works in Brevard County, you know, our goal is to take care of the citizens here. And hopefully in the future we can get a bunch of Burrell physicians to come work in this area.
This community has been so welcoming. I think it's a great place to practice medicine. Every patient that I've seen has been so grateful, and I'm looking forward to their care.
Great story. I know we're going to hear more from them in the future. Now, our students strive to be involved in every community aspect possible, including student government. And here to tell us more, we are joined by student doctors Sloan Johnson and Jeff Briggs from our Student Government Association. You guys, welcome to you both.
Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
So, you know, I have to ask, and I know a little bit about this, but just to share with folks who are just listening or tuning in, tell us about our Student Government Association, our SGA.
Absolutely. So our Student Government Association serves as the student advocacy group both locally here at Burrell and on a national basis.
Mm-hmm. And so we serve here, and what's the purpose?
Yeah, absolutely. So our purpose is really to engage students, have events for students, and also advocate their opinion with faculty, staff, administration, and again on a national basis.
So let's jump to the local component. Jeff, can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Sloan mentioned, we engage with student organizations quite a bit, and so we oftentimes field their questions and make sure that their voices are feeling heard, especially not just with student organizations, but students as well. Students have all kinds of questions about research and other events that are going on campus, and we make sure that they're feeling like they're happy and they're getting their needs met.
So they're being heard, student run, student focus. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. So our Student Government Association works in partnership with administration and student affairs to make sure that we're always student run and that the student opinion is always being heard and fielded for all four classes. All four classes have a student president and reps that represent their different needs.
And you're here because you guys represent SGA. Tell me about the roles, the specific roles you all have.
Well, I have the privilege of serving as the executive board president of the Student Government Association.
Yes, you got all the responsibility.
Well, I'm lucky enough to have a wonderful team that includes Jeff.
Oh, stop it. Yeah.
Yes, tell us about your role, Jeff.
Yeah, so I'm the director of medical research here, and so what I do is I act as a liaison with National COSGP, their research representative, to ensure that I'm communicating everything that's going on with National in regards to research opportunities. There's Student Researcher of the Year, for example, which is going to be coming up.
That's coming up very soon.
Yeah, it's coming up very soon. And then also making sure that students are appraised of all the wonderful research opportunities we have going here on campus. There really isn't a shortage of opportunities and ways for students to get involved if that's their interest.
Tell us more about some of the other positions that are available through SGA.
So as I said, each class has a class president. The two classes that are on campus still preclinical curriculum have student reps that serve as part of the curriculum committee, and then there are representatives that represent each regional academic center where the third and fourth years are rotating.
Yes. Let's talk about Florida. And so we just expanded into Florida. We have a brand new, amazing campus there, but we're also incorporating our students there. Who wants to tell me about this?
I can, absolutely.
Okay,
so
sure.
in the next couple of weeks, we'll be having elections for our first year class in Florida. That will include president, 2 class reps, vice president, and a secretary. And more information will be coming soon about how they'll be involved and driving the conversation of SGA into the future, and also the student organizations there.
Wonderful, absolutely. Now, we also want to incorporate or educate people about all the different orgs, interest groups that we have. Can you share, Jeff, a little bit about this?
Yeah, so with student organizations, we really kind of put them into 2 categories. We think advocacy and we think interest groups. So for example, I'm the president of the Student Osteopathic Medical Association, SOMA, here on campus. It's the student branch of the AOA, and we have their chapter here. And so what we do is we come up with resolutions that basically make sure that the student voice here at Burrell is heard, and then we take them to national conventions where we have our House of Delegates, where we get to vote on policy and basically advocate to ask the AOA or MBOME or any of the other stakeholders to change their policies to reflect the student voice.
So really having a true impact, starting here, boots on the ground, and then taking it to a national level.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's one of the great things about being a chapter leader for that particular organization, and I know that COSGP, it's very similar with their structure as well.
Absolutely, and we've actually had the privilege of starting programs here that have now been adopted nationally, such as the JEDI program that logs hours for justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion events, education events that we hold here on campus. That has now been accepted and branched out at a number of comms across the country.
So, you know, they're giving me the signal that we're running short on time. I just want to get in very quickly. You know, when it comes to SGA and your academic wellness and balance, tell me about that.
Absolutely. As students, you know, we're always students first. Our education comes first. And I'm thankful as a leader, and Jeff, I know shares this sentiment. We have fantastic teams that when we need to lean on them, we're able to do so to focus on our academics and complete what we need to and within the week.
Absolutely. I have to get in this, you know, I know they're going to tell me that we're running out of time. You both want to be doctors. Tell me, what's the goal at the end? We'll start with you, Jeff.
Well, I'd like to be an ophthalmologist, particularly. You know, they say the eyes are the window into the soul, and for me, people really value their vision and the ability to see. I mean, all 3 of us here are wearing glasses, right? So could you imagine where you would be if you couldn't see?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's really important to me.
Thank you. And yourself, Sloan?
Yeah, thank you. I'm a commissioned officer in the United States Navy as part of the Medical Corps, the Health Professional Scholarship Program, and hopefully one day I'll be an internal medicine doctor for the Navy.
Thank you, and thank you for your service.
Thank
Truly
you.
appreciate it. If people want more information on our SGA programs, where can they go? I want you to look at that camera over there and tell us where to go.
Absolutely. They can go to sga@burrell.edu. That's our email. It's the easiest way to get in contact. There's also a lot more information on the website.
Great. You guys, thank you both very much for your time. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. In our financial health segment, we learn the do's and don'ts when looking into buying a new vehicle. Women in Medicine, there is a new exhibit featuring historical facts and activities focusing on women physicians. We speak with community ally Loretta Berleghi as she tours our Burrell, Florida campus and shares her excitement for Brevard County's medical community. That's next after the break.
Here's to the unseen late nights, learning curves, and your perseverance. The behind the scenes is where the magic happens. It's where you shape your process and where you don't let anything hold you back. GECU is there to support you through it all with the products and services that you trust, so you can focus on making your own path. Become a member online now at GECU.com.
Your time is now, right here At the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine, we have a 99% graduate residency placement and more than 850 physician preceptors, plus a simulation department, gross anatomy, and research labs. We offer Mission Medicine, a community-based learning experience, with 2 campus locations, New Mexico and Florida. Go to burrell.edu and apply today. And remember, your time is now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to this brand new segment coming to you from the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine's new campus in Melbourne, Florida. I'm Sydney Alvarez. I'm joined by a really fantastic guest. I'm joined by Dean Loretta Berleghi, did I get that correct?
You absolutely did.
She is the Dean of Nursing and Applied Health Sciences at Eastern Florida State College. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really excited. We have your organization, Eastern Florida State College and Burrell. We're going to be working together.
Yes, we're very excited.
Yeah, tell us how. Tell us how we're going to be working together.
Okay. We are going to be working through an interprofessional agreement where the students that are here, the medical students, will be coming to our campus for our simulation lab and our sonography lab, as well as our students will be coming here as well to the anatomy lab. So we're very, very excited about this collaboration. It's very, very important as healthcare professionals that we have an interdisciplinary collaboration.
Yes.
Because that's what they do in the hospitals, that's what they do out in the real world. So starting that now is going to be very beneficial to the students both at Burrell and at Eastern Florida State College.
Let's talk about, latest state-of-the-art care, or in our case, training facilities, and we have what we call sim labs, right? And the way that we're going to be able to work with one another, we were speaking off camera a little bit, like say for example, they might be using the the tools for
sonography.
Sonography, yes. Tell us about that. That's an example.
Right. So at Eastern Florida State College, we have a sonography lab. And the students there have the regular sonography machines, but they also have the handheld sonography. And they are currently looking here at Burrell College for, doing the same thing here as well. But those students will be able to come to Eastern Florida State College to practice on that equipment if necessary. And then also we have the latest in our simulation lab. We have the latest artificial intelligence with our mannequins there. And these mannequins can do everything except luckily walk. And but
that'd be another story.
Yes.
No, but they're very responsive.
Yes. These artificial intelligence mannequins, they learn from you and they change their answers. So when a nursing student or a medical student go up to this mannequin and ask them what's bothering you today, they may not answer the same way every time. In addition to that, this adult mannequin can have a stroke, can have chest tubes inserted, can be intubated, can be hooked up to a ventilator. We can also do several other ways that we can draw blood on them. We can also
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's all
insert catheters.
To give them that classroom really hands-on experience before they take it out into the real world.
Absolutely. That is how you want them to practice. You want them to practice on mannequins, and that's where you can be perfectly capable of learning and before you actually practice on a human.
Yes.
So it's been extremely beneficial to our students, and you can also give them different scenarios. So it would be a different scenario, say for a nurse, than it would be a scenario for a doctor. So they can all be programmed to react to those scenarios.
Yes. Let's talk about Burrell a little bit.
Okay.
We're in our OMM lab, and it's our new campus. You've had the opportunity to tour it. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. This is a beautiful facility. I had the opportunity to tour it when it was under construction, when we had the hard hats on.
So you really see
I've seen it, yes. And I just saw it today, where it is just these classrooms, these state-of-the-art areas that they have set up for these students. It's going to be a dream for any medical student that comes here to learn and study.
I always love to give takeaways to our listeners and our viewers, and in particular our student doctors or anyone that's thinking of entering a medical program. What advice would you share with them? What would be your takeaway with them?
Well, to me, healthcare is an honor. To be able to take care of people at their best and their worst, the best being when it's a very happy occasion, and of course their worst when it's a very serious illness or an end-of-life situation. Being able to take care of people in that type of a capacity is an honor and a privilege. And I think we should never lose sight of that as nurses, as doctors, that it is that compassion and caring that you always want to make sure you take into every situation.
Absolutely. Dean Berleghi, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. If people want more information on your college, where can they go?
Eastern Florida State College, or EFSC. Online, you will be able to access it's easternflorida.edu.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and
very
your
welcome.
sincerity and the advice that you shared with all of our students. Thank you so much. And we'll be right back. Women in Medicine, there is a new exhibit featuring historical facts and activities focusing on women physicians. That's next.
I got it! I got it! We're going to do that!
Hey everybody, welcome back. There is a new exhibit here at Burrell focusing on women physicians. Here to tell us more, we are joined by Trey Lemley, correct?
That's correct.
The Director of Library, to tell us more. Welcome to the show, we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Stephen. Yeah, pleased to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got to see the exhibit. Tell us about the exhibit. Give us the name, give us some details.
Sure, the name of the exhibit is Rise, Serve, Lead, America's Women's Physicians. It's produced by the National Library of Medicine of the National Institutes of Health, and it profiles the history of women physicians in America. There haven't been many women physicians in the United States until recent years, and for in the earlier part of the 20th century there were hardly any. So this exhibit is to bring to light people who are not that well known, people who are groundbreakers, people who created a path for others, for women physicians today.
You're absolutely right, because I took some time to look at it before we got on this interview. It is so profound, and you start reading about some of these doctors and the roles that they played. Let me rattle off a few names if you all can bear with me. So for example, Dr. Helen Dixon, she's the first African American woman to be admitted to the American College of Surgeons. And then there's Dr. Susanna La Flecchi Picote, I'm not sure if I'm saying the name correctly, please forgive me. She is the first Indian woman to become a doctor. And then someone very close to home here at Burrell, Dr. Antonia Novello. You want to tell me about that one?
Sure, and I heard her when she spoke here on campus this past spring. Dr. Novello is the first woman and Hispanic person to become the Surgeon General of the United States. And so she came and spoke, and she gave a very interesting speech on her life, and she had a very interesting question and answer session afterwards. So glad that Burrell was able to bring her here.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a significant role model. And she also has a book out, and she talked about her book here at her visit. And we also got to interview her. And let's hear a little bit of her interview right now.
Well, I mean, at the time that I came here, DOs and medicals were not in the same division when they had to be really out there performing for the credentials. Now we are one. We are identical. There's no difference on what they are. And more than anything, you have something that the other ones don't have, which is really you learn to put your alignment with your bones, and we need you. So I figure your career is really, truly complete. And when I came for that first white coat ceremony with so many nationalities and so many different faces and so many hopes, it makes you believe that if they also left, then this one that I spoke today will leave as well, and maybe even more happy to succeed, because they really realize when they read the book that so many things can come into your way, and for you to learn how to lateralize, how not to dwell in the negative, and more than anything, how to be able to always feel good from where you came and who you are.
Yeah, definitely our students enjoyed having her here. Now let's continue with this exhibit. So also you're going to have Dr. Karen Nichols. She's an author of physician leadership. Tell me about that.
Yes, Dr. Karen Nichols is a leading woman physician in the field of osteopathic medicine, and we're so pleased that she's agreed to come and give us a speech on August 30th, which is just
around the corner.
Just around the corner. And she is an expert in leadership. She has written a book. We will have copies of her book here for her to sign, and we will raffle 3 of them. So we're very excited about her visit.
Amazing, just absolutely amazing. And September 27th, I'm really excited about this. You're going to have a woman-led physician discussion. Tell me about this.
That's right. We're going to have a panel discussion with 4 women faculty members here at Burrell. We have Professor Kania, Professor Lacaze, Professor Tano, and Doris Newman, the Dean of the Florida campus, along with one of our recent graduates who just finished her residency last year. And it'll be a very interesting discussion. Just we'll take questions from the audience, just asking questions about their experiences as women physicians, and especially osteopathic women physicians. 4 of the panelists will be DOs. So we're looking forward to that. And also at all of these sessions there will be food served. So
wonderful. Yes, we all got to have some food, right?
Absolutely.
Now, seriously, thank you for bringing this to Burrell, and it's just such a profound opportunity for everybody to participate in. Can you please look at that camera and tell everyone how to get more information?
Sure. Well, the exhibit is currently on display in the main foyer here at Burrell. We'll have the display here through September 16th. Also, if you want more information, you can go to the homepage of the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine.
Trey, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
You're very welcome.
We'll be right back. In our financial health segment, we learn the do's and don'ts when looking into buying a new vehicle.
Time is now, right here at the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine. We have a 99% graduate residency placement and more than 850 physician preceptors, plus a simulation department, gross anatomy, and research labs. We offer mission medicine, a community-based learning experience. We have 2 campus locations, New Mexico and Florida. Go to burrell.edu and apply today. And remember, your time is now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our financial health segment, which today we'll be discussing auto buying. Here to tell us more is Stacy Massey with GECU. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Oh yeah, we're super excited here. I'm selfishly excited because I'm in the market for a new vehicle, but that's just my own personal explanation. But it's very important because what you bring here to all of us, and we really emphasize financial health, and we're talking about auto buying, and I think it's very important. So thank you for being on here, okay?
Of course.
So my first question is, what factors should you consider when determining how much you can afford to spend on a car each month?
So most people, when they're purchasing a vehicle, they are financing a loan for it, right? So you have a monthly payment. First and foremost, that's the first thing to consider is your payment. You also need to factor in insurance.
Insurance, right?
Yes, auto insurance, which has been going up lately. I don't know if you've noticed, but
yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's not fun, right?
Yes, it goes up.
So factor in your auto insurance. You want to figure in the cost of maintenance on the vehicle, if it's an electric vehicle, your electricity costs, gas, diesel. Those are all great things to consider when you're figuring out how much you can afford. It's not just that monthly payment, there's additional costs.
Oh, absolutely. And once you figure out all those different factors, then you're like, okay, this is what I can afford, this is what I should stick to.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right. How do you research and compare different car models before making a purchase?
The best place to start, I think, is online. If you already have a brand that you really like, start with that manufacturer's website. And if you're not too sure, there's a lot of websites out there that will review and compare vehicles. So you could look at Motor Trend, you could look at Kelley Blue Book, Cars.com. Once you have a more refined list of what you're interested in, that's the best time to go to the dealership, because there's nothing like seeing a vehicle in person and test driving it.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Now, I'm pretty interested in this particular tip. What are the main differences between buying and leasing a car in terms of financial impact?
Yeah,
give it to me. Just tell it to me like it is.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think we get that a lot. So when you're buying a vehicle, you have, if you're financing it, you have a loan, you have set payments for that loan, and the lender will probably have certain insurance requirements that you need. So you need to worry about your payments and your insurances. But after that, you own the vehicle, right? It's yours. Yay. When you lease a vehicle, you still have those set payments, you have insurance requirements, but there could be additional fees or taxes. So depending on your state, you could have a leased vehicle surcharge, or you could have property taxes due on the vehicle. Other things to keep in mind are, say you're in an accident. We're talking about those insurance costs, right? Vehicle repairs, they could require that you only use manufacturer parts to repair the vehicle. So if there are cheaper aftermarket options out there, you won't be able to utilize those. And then the last thing on a lease, in terms of, I think, the biggest differences is when you turn in a vehicle, it goes to the leasing company. Now, they're going to check out your vehicle. They're going to look at your mileage. Are you over on your mileage? They're going to check out the wear and tear on the vehicle. Is this considered normal wear and tear? Or, did you kind of have a couple extra door dings and stuff there? So that you could pay additional fees at the termination of your lease.
Okay. Now, here's a biggie, and I want you to look at that camera there. That's your camera right there, okay?
That's my camera.
Because this is important, you all. How does your credit score, we're talking about credit scores, affect your ability to secure a favorable car loan or lease? Tell it to the people. Say it right there to that camera.
So whether you're looking at a car loan or lease, your credit score is very important. There's a lot of factors that can impact your rate on a loan or your money factor on a lease. Credit score is typically one of those. It could also be the term that you're financing the vehicle or the year of the car, but typically you will see a better credit score will correlate with a better interest rate. So a better interest rate could mean a lower payment, and I think that's where we all want to be, right?
Right, absolutely, for sure. Now, what are the advantages of financing a vehicle through a credit union such as GECU?
Yeah, great question. So let's talk about the differences real quick, credit union versus bank. So a credit union is a nonprofit organization. It's owned by the credit union members, and a bank is a for-profit entity. So right there, I think you have different mindsets, right? For credit unions, when we're looking at a credit application, we typically are going to look at your overall history. We're also going to take into consideration your relationship with the credit union. So maybe you started off and you had that, $500 credit card, you paid it well, you moved up, and now you're ready for that auto loan. Well, we're excited and there to help you with that, right? I think overall, like credit unions are there to help their members. Like I mentioned, it's owned by members. So keep in mind, membership eligibility is a requirement of a credit union that you don't typically see with a bank.
So I know that we're running close on time, and I want to make sure that I get through all this. What should you consider when deciding on the length of a car loan term? Like say 3 years versus 5 years?
Yes. So on the lender side, we do everything by months. So it's either 48 months or 84 months. Those are the typical terms you see for an auto loan, which is 4 to 7 years. It really depends on you. Are you somebody who wants the latest and greatest? You want the cool new technology? You want to trade often? Then you may want to go with a shorter term. If you're somebody who's really just needs that super low payment, a longer term may be a better option for you. So it depends on you.
So if I'm looking for a vehicle, should I come in and see someone at GECU first before I, hit the dealerships? I mean, what would you recommend?
You can, and I think a lot of people get nervous when shopping for a car, and so sometimes knowing what what price point you should be looking at gives you a little bit of confidence and peace of mind heading to the dealership. So you can come to GECU, apply for a pre-approval, and that way you know going into the dealership, hey, I'm already approved for this amount, and I'm going to look for vehicles in this price range.
That's right, and then that way the dealership takes you more seriously, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can buy.
Yeah,
Yay.
Stacy, please look at that camera and tell everybody how they can get more information.
If you'd like more information on GECU financing, please visit gecu.com or visit us on any of the big social media sites. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and we're happy to help.
Thank you so much for that information. It was definitely needed for our financial health segment. I truly appreciate it. That is our show. If you have any questions or story ideas, you can send us an email to communications@burrell.edu. We'd love to hear from you. Also, you can follow us on any of the social media platforms. Our social handle is @Burrell College. I'm Sidney Alvarez, your host. Thank you for watching, and until next time.